Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, people. We've got a familiar face today. We've got my brother Lawless joining us today, people. You know, we've slapped up his team a couple of times recently, man. Over the past few seasons, it hasn't really been that easy to play against West Ham. They've been a bit of a bogey team. But obviously last season we beat them 5-0 at the Bridge. Beat them 3-0 away this season. And right now we've got Graham Potter coming back to the Bridge, bro. But first of all, Lawless, what you say, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Obviously, a week since me and you smashed it on stage at the Hippodrome. You know what I mean? So more content to come with that. People can go and see that soon. I think there's a video on 12th Man, actually, from it.
I haven't got around to watching that yet, you know. Watched a little bit.
Yeah. No, people check it out, and there's going to be more coming out for sure over the next week. So, yeah, man, like this game, I don't know how to feel about it because I don't know what players we have available to us because injury-wise, like some other teams, it's been brutal, man. It has been absolutely brutal. So, yeah, man, I'm 50-50 on this.
I mean, first of all, how are you feeling about, you know, how West Ham have been getting on recently, bro? Because obviously Potter's been back here. Potter's been in charge now, what, for, is it 3 games, isn't it, since the Fulham game? Been three or 4
3 league games. 3 league games, 1 FA Cup game.
Yeah, 3 league games and a cup game. And obviously for me, Potter's a guy that I was saying should be going to a team like a West Ham. You know, this is a manager that West Ham should be looking at because with the players that you've got, he's not going to want to overly sit back like what I was seeing with Lopetegui, bro. He's going to be a little bit braver, you know, want to press from the front, want to play that combination football through the midfield and whatnot. But you obviously need to back him. And that's the biggest problem that West Ham have right now, bro. Your ownership seems to be a joke. And, you know, you've got bodies flying everywhere at the minute, like you just said, bro. So how have you felt about Potter so far? Are you seeing a big difference in how you're playing?
Yeah, like I saw an immediate difference from the first game. It was insane. Like I waited a whole 6 months and I couldn't work out what our identity was under Lopetegui, what he was trying to do. It just weren't coming off them. Game 1, I'm seeing us first half, like you said, pressing from the front, moving more off the ball, you know, having a much more organized defense and structure. Like so that was from the first half. Then we obviously lost Fulkrug and Somerville. And you know what I mean, that changed the dimension. So I'm impressed, but it's a tricky situation that he's come into, and it's going to need a lot of work. So on the pitch, we've been a bit hit and miss. Like Fulham, we did well. We pressed from the front. We forced errors. We had to be a bit more reserved against Palace, and our defensive errors cost us. And then Villa away. Yeah, we played brilliantly in that second half. So yeah, man, it's going to take time.
100%, bro. And you're spot on when you talk about pressing from the front. This is a big difference in comparison to what I was seeing when we came to the London Stadium before. Because, bro, you lot were just letting us have the ball. I remember you had Bowen playing up top. He wasn't really pressing us from the front. And that's the worst thing that you can do against the Chelsea side, who are building up from the back is one of our strengths. You know what I mean? But like you've said there against Fulham, bro, you can see man-to-man here. Kudus up against Bassi. You've got Paqueta pressing Anderson there. You know, man-to-man there, man-to-man there. And you actually ended up scoring one of your goals from pressing this high. If you remember, look, you scored this goal here. Yeah. That was from pressing them quite high. Yeah, you've done that quite well, bro. So if you do that against us, you know, the way that we're making mistakes individually at the minute, bro, I don't trust these guys. That's one thing about our team. They're a young team. You know, we play risky sort of football. So if you are going to press us from the front in parts of the game, you could potentially, you know, get at us. But at the same time, if you do that, that's going to create gaps for us to, you know, exploit through the midfield of the likes of Sancho, Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer especially, and all of these guys, bro. How do you want to sort of set up against us? Like, do you want to sort of sit back more in like a low block, or do you want to be a little bit braver on the ball, would you say?
Yeah, I think there has to be a middle ground because under Lopetegui, we didn't press from the front, but we had a high line, which made no sense. And you saw it like at the London Stadium. We played this high line. We have Mavropanos all the way up in midfield. Every time, boom, ball over the top, through ball, whatever, exploit it. Under Potter, we don't seem to be exposing our centre backs as high up the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, and just leaving these massive gaps in behind. but we're still pressing. Midfield wise is a problem. We ain't got the legs in midfield. That's that. Until we address that, that's always going to be a bit of an issue. So it's a weak point. But yeah, I'll just go into that, how we ended that the Villa game. Do you know what I mean? Same stuff. I think the back five, back three is working nicely for us. It'd be better if we had the personnel, because we had to play, two fullbacks either side of Kilman as centre backs. But Wan-Bissaka getting up and down, he's been absolutely quality. He's getting the most out of him. So
No, 100%.
Yeah, that system, I want to see that continue. I'm really liking the back five, back three.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get onto here, man. So yeah, talk us through this system. This is how you've been building now. You're playing three at the back. So talk us through this setup right now, man.
You can see how much you can see how much width that we've got in terms of, look how much space Wan-Bissaka has. Do you know what I mean? So we can easily make them short passes in between us, then ping it out. Do you know what I mean? Back to I think that's Mavropanos there, who's a bit of a liability at the back. But do you know what I mean? Yep. You can boom, push it to Mavropanos, then kill then Wan-Bissaka, then we're on the attack. Do you know what I mean? So having that extra width and that dimension that we didn't have makes it easier for us to play out from the back and start attacking. Like I see us create so much space on the wide areas, and what we also are able to do is sometimes pull players towards one side and then make a diagonal ball, switch up the play to the other wing. Do you know what I mean? And that width has really helped, and we seem to be a lot more narrow under Lopetegui.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. And that's something that I've noticed as well. It seems like Wan-Bissaka is enjoying his football right now. He's almost playing like a winger. You know what I'm saying? And even the goal that you scored, who was it you played? You scored a goal recently, and he created that for Souček. Who was it? Was it Fulham? If it was Fulham when you're winning 2-0, the second goal that you scored, it was him. It was him that created it. This is it.
Right.
This is it. Right here.
Yeah. You know what I mean? There you go. And plays a great ball over to Souček. Boom, finishes it. But he's just like you said, he's playing so high up the pitch. He's enjoying it, but he's also good at getting back quickly. And we've got that. I think as a wing back, like that's where he seems to be thriving rather than an out and out fullback. I think that is because we have got that cover at the back. In theory, if you have the right personnel, where he can focus on moving, making those runs, like he's with ball to feet, he's good. I've seen him take players on. Like I say, he's putting in good crosses. He's looking good going forward when that was one of the biggest areas he was criticized for.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I will say though, one thing I've noticed when I'm watching some of your goals back, is because with Wan-Bissaka, because he's pressing up so high, it's pushing up so high on the transition, you are susceptible of conceding chances in the wider areas because obviously there's no one there. It's basically one of the centre backs that's having to cover the wider areas, and that's actually how you conceded your goal against Palace. I saw Man City again when they scored a couple of their goals, they were exploiting that left-hand side as well, bro. Does that concern you a little bit, right? Because with us, we keep our wingers very, very high. You see Madueke getting on the ball quite a lot. He's got one of the most touches in the box in the Prem this season. Obviously, the other side as well, Sancho, he tends to go into the box quite a lot as well. So if Wan-Bissaka runs off, bro, and doesn't come back, whilst we're on a break, that's going to be problems for you because that's one thing that Chelsea are really good at, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this comes down to just that understanding between the team where, okay, Wan-Bissaka's up, so maybe Souček stays back with Alvarez and supports, maybe drops in, maybe Alvarez drops into that wider area and helps. And it doesn't help like with Palace where you have Mavropanos. So this is their goal, right?
This is against Villa.
Oh, so again, Villa. Okay.
This is Rodgers. This is Rodgers here, yeah.
Yeah, but then you have Soufal, who's he's in no man's land. Look how far out he is, and he's because he's too slow to make it there. He's never getting there from there, Soufal, ever. And you see him, he just gets outpaced, and it's a goal. Whereas maybe if he was a little bit, you've got three at the back, so maybe if he occupied a little bit more of that wider space, he'd be all right. Same with Palace, Mavropanos, another one. He was just caught out of position. not occupying and taking up that space when Wan-Bissaka's high up the pitch.
That's the Palace
And he's just
example
not.
that you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just not got the legs. Like when he's too high, he's just not got the pace to get back. He's someone that needs to be one of them defenders that sit back and you know, soak it up. Like he's backs to the wall type of defender. Yeah, look, so you see him, you've got him circled there, Mavropanos. And Kilman has been caught in this position so often where he's having to, you know, defend 1-on-1 with a player.
Yeah.
And Wan-Bissaka, who was higher than Mavropanos, is actually going to overtake him. But this is what you can't have. So if Mavropanos was back where he needed to be, it wouldn't be as much of an issue. We probably wouldn't have conceded. So the centre backs have to be switched on, and they have to realize, okay, you know, Wan-Bissaka's going up. I'm going to stay back because what do we need? What's Mavropanos going to do up there?
That's one thing that when I'm looking at your weaknesses, especially at the back, because I reckon Jackson again will start this game, which is frustrating for me as a Chelsea fan, bro. We just done straight facts here, and it's annoying, bro, because I'm looking at a player right now that's low on mad confidence. You know, he's drowning. I think it's 7 games he's gone without a goal now, and it's not like he's not getting any chances, any service. You know what I mean? He's getting a lot of chances. He's creating good chances for himself, but he's fluffing his lines. You know what I mean? But one thing about your defenders, bro, they're quite rigid, man. They're very stiff. You know, big pause on that as well, people, right? And if you remember when we played you lot away as well, bro, Brett Jackson was spinning these guys. Early doors, he spun Mavropanos. He ran with it. You had Alvarez trying to chase him. He scores early. You know what I mean? So this is a game where I'm looking at Jackson, and he's got to do something against these centre backs, man. Because I look at your centre backs, and I don't rate them like that, Lawless, man. Some of the goals I'm seeing you lot conceding, like this is against Fulham. You conceded 2 crosses in that same game. Iwobi created both of them, right? Look at that. The centre backs nowhere near it, and I'm looking at them thinking, bro, you lot are fucking tall. You should be doing better than this, right? That's another cross in the same game. Yeah, you conceded there another goal. Harry Wilson, by the way, who's a lot shorter than these guys. You know, against Man City again, Haaland scored another cross here as well. So that's an area that I'm looking at right now where West Ham seem to be quite weak. You don't seem to be that strong at defending defending crosses and situations where it's getting quite scrappy in the box. Would you agree?
Yeah. And a lot of that seems to come from just awareness, like, you know what I mean? Not picking up a player that you seem to pick up. You're just ball watching sometimes, you know what I mean? And you're having players running behind you. And rather than focusing on, right, let me get in front of him, let me shield this guy, let me not get him, let him get goal side or get ahead of me. We're just focused on, all right, let me try and see if I can get to the ball. Oh, I mistimed the header, bang. And that seems to be a problem. But with us, we just need to, what we've done really well, I think it was the first half of Villa in the Cup, is at the back, when it was time to transition to defense, we left very little gaps for the Villa players to get through in our defense. You know what I mean? We squeezed when we needed to squeeze, and we suffocated them, and that's what we need to do when we're in defense. So that's what I'm going to be looking to compensate. I think Kilman is very, very talented. Like, he was very good in our last game. And it's just about what he has next to him. He's really having to overcompensate. He had a 32-year-old Creswell, who's a finished left back at West Ham, and he had a 32-year-old Soufal, who's a finished right back at West Ham. And then when Soufal's not there, he's got Mavropanos, who is he is the definition of Bozo Gene. So
now, facts. That's what I mean. Your centre backs are always a moment away from doing something crazy, right? But one thing that does worry me about you guys at the same time as well, even though I feel like defensively you're not the greatest, is how many bodies you put in the box, man. Because over this period, Lawless, we've played a lot of low blocks where teams are putting a lot of bodies in the box, and we're just struggling to break it down, or we're struggling to, you know, create better angles for ourselves to shoot. Because one thing about the players like Madueke, he gets in the box, but then he'll shoot, and he makes it so predictable when he's about to shoot because the guys will just block it. And defenders like this, they'll just keep blocking the ball, right? Sancho, you already know Sancho don't really shoot like that. I reckon we'll go through the lineup after, but I actually think Neto will start this game because I think where you play your wing backs, he's going to want someone that knows how to defend and basically act like a right back when we haven't got the ball. Because the other day, you saw how Madueke really struggled against Guardiola, bro. He got done on that side. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that Neto might come into this game because defensively he seems to be more switched on than Madueke, in all honesty. But this is how you lot tend to defend in the box. You tend to put a lot of numbers in there, bro. How does that make you feel? Me saying that about these low blocks that we face and how we're sort of struggling to overcome them as well, man.
Yeah, look, that just shows you that's something that we need to exploit. And look, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I want to see us get the bodies back in the box. I always like to have an outlet, going forward. But at the moment, we're not an out and out counter attacking team. For us, I'd rather us, deal with it, and then once we can get on, try and build up again. But at the moment, it's with what we've got at the back. We haven't got enough quality for us to not pack out the box and defend with numbers. I just can't trust the options that we've got. So yeah, I think that makes sense. But we just need to stop this ball watching because, like you see, that's a problem there. Everyone's so focused, and you've got Traore running in here, and is Emerson aware, because he's got that space, rather than trying to. Mark him and because you whip that in, he gets a space. If it was anyone but Traore, he gets the ball, that's a goal. But obviously, we know Traore's trash in front of goal.
Oh, he missed a mad chance to make it 3-3 when you lot played them, bro. It went way over the bar, and that was like a easy chance.
I don't even know if the guy's a footballer, more than a bodybuilder. Like, really and truly,
I saw him in Selfridges as well. Fucking over the Christmas period, bro. I saw him in there with his missus and his I think it was his daughter. But he's all over the place, man. But yeah, that's one area of your defense that concerns me. I can't lie. We just seem to be struggling in the box, man. But one thing I will say about that is, if we score first, right, and we take our chances in this game, which I keep fucking saying for the past few games we've had, we can really, really hurt you, bruv. Yeah, really, really hurt you, because I feel like West Ham right now, yeah, you've got Potter, cool, fair enough, but you still haven't got over everything that Lopetegui was teaching you guys. It's still going to be a long way to go. And like you're saying, personnel right now, you need improvements in key areas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. But now I have a little bit more faith in us that we're not just right. We concede heads down. We conceded in that first half against Villa. And I said, if we could just get to half time, 1-0, I have faith we can sort of do something in the second half. We come out in the second half a different team. We got that equalizer, and we should have gone on to win that game. The chances we missed were criminal, absolutely criminal. So, yeah, I don't count us out. And what has seemed to be big is all the players are talking about how clear Potter's instructions are, how easy it is for them to understand what he's asking for them to do, which they seem to be massively lacking under Lopetegui. Yep. So that is, I think, why we've been able to see some of these changes so quickly and implementing. And he's had a bit more time. I mean, that first week, for the Villa game, the last game, that was the first game where he had a full week's training with him in, because we had 3 games in a week the week before. Right. So I just feel like with time, more of these training sessions with Potter, we're going to start to see a little bit improvement, especially if we start getting players back, because I think Bowen is going to thrive under Potter. Bowen's going to absolutely love it when he comes back. We've seen Paqueta.
You put him in your lineup. Is he back?
I don't know. Like he broke a bone in his foot.
That's what I was thinking.
He's training. He's training, and he's been back on grass.
He's training already.
Yeah, he's been training. He's really been eager to get back. But I just feel like if he is fit and available, I could see him on the bench. I don't know whether he would start. He's been out for a while, so I don't know if he's going to have the match fitness either, unless he starts him and subs him off early. But to me, I'd have him on the bench, and him being on the bench would be a big boost, and then maybe you bring him off if we need to. But yeah, man, he's going to really thrive under Potter. And like Paqueta, man, he's really enjoying his full. We haven't seen this Paqueta in a long time. He's loving life right now. He's a doubt.
Bro, ballers like him aren't going to enjoy playing for fucking Lopetegui, bro, because it's negative, clueless football, right? Potter will allow you to express yourself. That's the problem that I had with when he was at Chelsea. He wasn't the right guy for us, obviously, because we're a big club, yeah, and his mentality was all over the place. That was the biggest issue I had with him, right? But he used to time and time again set up the team right in a way where we're creating some good chances, but we had a shit attack. So we had, if you remember, we had Sterling, the Gallagher's, you had Mason Mount, who was shocking during that time when Potter was here. Obviously Havertz used to fucking get most of the chances and miss them all the time.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
if we had a better striker at the time, we would have never finished 12th. Our problem that season was our attack, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you back Potter, he will. For me personally, I think he will do well at West Ham, 100%. But you have to make sure that you back this guy, because players like Paqueta and that, when he starts to a little bit more, I think he'll leave the back three and then start to use a 4. Like I said to you earlier, 4-2-3-1. I think that's what he will start to do. At Chelsea, he went to a 3 a couple of times when we had a lot of injuries, but when we started to get players back, we saw him mainly playing a back 4, bro. You know what I mean?
It's weird because I don't know whether it is because of how our midfield is, it players run through it, but if any with the personnel we've got a back, if any time you're going to do a back 4, now's the time, because we've got 2 centre backs. But I am liking the 3 at the back at the moment. I'm liking it. I'm not. If we can play well with a 4 at the back, I'm all for it. But it's all going to depend on that personnel. But I think Emerson obviously has played in a as a wing back for you guys as well. He's got that experience. I think Emerson and Wan-Bissaka are really thriving as wing backs. They're doing really well.
But how you feeling going into this game? Like, do you think there's a chance you can take something out of it? Because obviously we're not on great form right now. Let's be real. I know we've battered you the past 2 games, but bro, we're just not getting over the line in these games that we've had recently, bro. How you feeling going into this game? Do you think you could leave with something?
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I think it is a good time to play Chelsea. I think it is. It's always hard going to Stamford Bridge. I mean, we don't necessarily get a lot of wins there. There's been times where maybe we should have got wins, and yeah, things happened. But yeah, like it all depends on personnel. If I've got Paqueta, Bowen, and Somerville in this team, then my confidence is at as high as it could be. If I've got none of them, then I'm not confident at all, because we're not going to create as much. Kudus is just going to get doubled up on, tripled up on, and we're not really going to create much. We need those.
Last time we played Kudus, he gave us. I remember at the Bridge, actually. Last time he was at the Bridge. Remember that game last season, bro? When we battered you 5-0. Yeah. He was the only one. He was the only one that was really doing anything. He was one of the best players on the pitch, bruv. But yeah, go on. Talk us through your lineup, man. This is the lineup.
Yeah, you asked me this. I was like, I just don't know. I was like, I don't know what it's going to be, because I don't know who's available. I did put Bowen in the end, yeah. Like I said, he's been training, he's been on grass, so I was feeling a little bit, confident. Again, Paqueta is a doubt, but he's been enjoying it. But Paqueta's been playing up front, but the one that's most suited, none of these are strikers, but the one that's most suited to playing up front is Bowen. He's done it many times before. I think
I don't like him. I tell you this all the time.
I don't
from his game.
But if I had to pick any of these 3, Kudus, Paqueta, and Bowen up front, I'm picking Bowen.
Be him, okay, fair.
And Kudus, and so you've got between the 3 of them. And the thing is with them, we saw that's last season under Moyes, when we was actually good before the second half of the season. As a front 3, you had Bowen, Paqueta, and Kudus in like a free role. So Bowen may be up front, but then he might end up on the right, and Kudus might be up front, and they'll just, rotate. Yeah, be much more free flowing. So I would expect that to be in a similar situation with these 3 anyway, since Kudus has had a game up front, Paqueta's played a couple games up front. You'll see that. Emerson and Wan-Bissaka, no brainers. It was tough for me to wonder whether, if we played this, if Souček or Soler would start. Souček's been captain in the team, and he's limited.
Is your vice captain?
Yeah, I think he's the next in line. So while Bowen's been injured, he's captain, and he's done a good job as captain. Look, you know what you're going to get. He's very limited on the ball.
Yeah,
but he'll give you everything in this sort of stuff. When you need a player that's going to drive himself into the ground, he's good aerial threat. He's good at defending, in terms of in the air. So, and we might need to have that little bit more of support in the front. I think he might go Souček over Soler, even though Soler gives us a little bit more creativity in midfield. And then, I think Mavropanos comes back in for Sufal because he is a centre back, and
I
that's
hear
what
it,
he's
man.
ever prone. So yeah, don't hold me to this 100%. We'll see if some of it was fully over his hamstring thing. Then he's going to be such a key player for us, man.
What's going on with him as well, man? This guy seems to be injury prone, bro. Every other game he's getting injured, man.
Yeah, I hope it's not going to be. I mean, he's a young player. The thing is, he didn't play much under Lopetegui because I don't know. Lopetegui didn't rate him for some reason, and then
Even when he was fit.
Yeah, even when he was fit, he wasn't played hardly play him. Like, and he would start. He'd come off the bench, be amazing. Then he may get a start and be our best player, and then he'd be dropped, and he might not even get off the bench. And then
I
you
remember he
don't see him
started
for
against us because we had Fofana playing right back that game.
Yeah.
He started against us, yeah.
Yeah, that was that period where so he had a couple games, so he just didn't get a run of games. And then Potter come in and he put him on the right wing, which I was like baffled about. And he was unbelievable, like up and down that wing, defensively, offensively, bullying players off the ball that are bigger than him. Him and Kudus hunting together. You know what I mean? Winning the ball high up the pitch, starting attacks. He was so good, man. I think he could be such an important player for us. But I just think it's him starting this game is going to be a step too far. So I can't
hear it, man.
Fulkrug is another one I think would have been so good for us. Yeah,
every time I see his name, I just laugh. Honestly, bro, this guy's not going to be at your club long, man. What is wrong with West Ham? What is actually wrong with West Ham and the strikers that you buy, bro? Because I could go through a list of names of strikers that just have not worked out. And I can't even remember the last striker. Maybe Antonio. Antonio's probably your last successful striker.
Well,
that's it.
And he's a right winger. We bought him as a right winger. Like,
you see?
And we turned him into a striker eventually. Moyes did.
What is it? The recruitment? Is it just poor recruitment then?
Yeah, I think mostly it is, it's poor recruitment. Like, we've signed a lot of strikers that don't suit how we play. You know, like you look at Haller and Scamacca was signed. Well, Haller was signed under Pellegrini and then you had him under for Moyes. Scamacca was signed for Moyes, didn't fit us at all. We've had Javier Hernandez, who, you know what I mean, is one of the... We've had these players, that are, you know, them fox in the box type players, and we play them like up front on their own as target men at times, which tells you all you need to know. Fulkrug, with his link-up play, I think he would have thrived under Potter. I just think he's going to be too injury prone. Like, he's really... We probably won't see him for the rest of the season. If
what
not,
injury
maybe
he got now?
He tore his hamstring. I think it was almost as bad as Saka's one. I don't think it was quite as bad, but
Wait, how long was the contract?
We got him. I think it was a 3-year contract. So I think he's got 2.5 years left, which is a madness.
Bro. Yeah, man. That's gonna be that's looking like it's gonna be another howler signing up top, bro. Damn.
Yeah, and then we're talking about Ferguson. If we sign him for 40 million, I rate him, but he's injury prone. So we get him, and he turns. I don't want to sign these injury prone players. I've had too much of that, man. So
what do you think about that? Well, do you think you're going to sign him? Because I'm seeing now that you're in pole position to sign him, and looking at that, it's probably because you can guarantee him the most minutes up top. But
yeah, plus
obviously you can't play every game. He's going to get injured, bro.
Potter gave him his debut, right? He brought him through, so he's got that connection with Graham Potter as well, which helps. But yeah, listen, I think there's a lot of talent there. I look at him; he just seems to be a well-rounded striker, and yeah, I think he would do really well for us if he stayed fit, and that's the big. Yeah, it's the biggest concern when you pick up, like, you know, doing your ACL that young. There's two mindsets for me. I know you know what injuries you've had playing, but you're young, so sometimes
fracture both my ankles, fucked up my knee.
So sometimes you worry about the long-term effects of something like that. Other mindset is, okay, maybe he's young, so he's recovering, his healing is better than if he'd have been older. So it's either way. Like I say, he's done his ankle twice. Yeah, it's a worry for me.
No, 100%. And apparently he's still injured now, isn't it? He's still injured at the minute as well, bro.
Apparently he's back this weekend, available.
So yeah, man. Bro, it's not long ago. That's what I'm saying. Football is actually a recency bias sport when you actually deep it, bro. Right? Because even like when people talk about Hazard, I know this is completely off topic here, but the way some people talk about Hazard now, it's like, oh, he's just a dribbling merchant, and I'm like, Are you fucking mad? Did you used to see how this guy used to just literally carry our team on his back? It wasn't just dribbling that he used to do. He used to do everything, bro. So much more, right? And it's the same thing as Ferguson now. This guy was being rated as like 100 million striker. So many fans were saying, yo, this guy, I want him at my club. Remember, United were looking at him and whatnot. They were saying, yo, 100 million plus, 100 million plus. Now I'm seeing Brighton are willing to get rid of him for like 40 million.
And that's a worry as well, because what do they know that we don't know? Do you know what I mean? Like that's the big issue. So I would hope that if we got him, one, it'd be a loan, and our medical would be on top of that. I mean, Fulkrug obviously passed the medical. We've had Andy Carroll pass medicals, like, and so I remember how prone he was. Like, so I don't trust our medical staff at all.
On our side, what I will say is, like, for example, Pedro Neto, touch wood, he's managed to stay fit basically all season. I think there was only one game he missed with like a little knock or whatever. You've got Nkuku, he barely plays, but he was getting injured in training last year, bro. He's been able to stay fit. Obviously, you're always gonna have players like Fofana, Lavia. These guys are injury prone, so sometimes there's only so much you could do. Their body just can't hack it. You know what I mean? So if Chelsea were to bring in Ferguson,
Reece James is the poster boy of injury prone.
Yeah, exactly. Reece, listen, he's another one right now that's touch wood. He's available. He's fit right now, but he's a ticking time bomb. I always say 5 games. Reece plays 5 games max, then he's gone for like 3 months. Then he'll come back 5 games max, gone again, right? But I have seen an improvement with our fitness and our injuries in the team right now. So if we did bring in Ferguson, I can't lie, it's a hopium one, Lawless. It's hoping that he can stay fit. I can't guarantee that he will, because we're still having some players getting injured or injury prone, right? You know what I mean? So that's how I'm kind of looking at things, man. But I honestly think he's a good player, man. Cresswell, how the fuck is this Cresswell at West Ham, bro? This guy has been around, yeah.
This is his 10th year. Yeah, it's his 10th year. Cresswell.
He can have his testimony.
Yeah, I think did Bilic sign him, or either Bilic signed him or Big Sam signed him? Yeah, I think either one of them signed. Yeah, so like his contract runs out at the end of the season.
Do you think he's gonna get another one?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
No, bro. But I can't lie, Lawless. Looking at this midfield, I'm seeing Souček, Alvarez. Come on, that Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo. You've got to be able to pick out some holes in that midfield, man. You've got to be able to be persistent against these guys, man. We have to be beating this team. I'm so sorry, bro.
That's our biggest weakness, is our midfield. It's our midfield. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we could take out Souček and put in Rodriguez. Same thing. We could put in Soler. Like, there'd still be holes. Like, we need an engine in that midfield. We need that box to box player. You know what I mean? We need power. We need that Onana type of midfielder. You know what I mean? We need someone with that physicality, the pace. We just don't have that. Yeah, well, we were linked with him before he went to Everton, and we just dropped the ball with it. We just dropped the ball on that one.
Your owners, man. That's what it is, bro. West Ham can definitely do better than what they do, man. But your owners just hold you back, bro. But this is the lineup that I've gone with. This is what I think Maresca's gonna do. You can actually see I've gone with Jorgensen in goal. He made a few comments today about the whole situation with Sanchez, and he basically said that, listen, I told Jorgensen Sanchez is #1 choice in the summer, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to get punished for these mistakes that he's making. He's made 5 that have led to goals directly so far. He's made a lot more than that, bro, but 5 of them have been punished. But after the other day, that's 2 mistakes in a row as well, because don't forget Wolves. So Wolves, Man City, like, surely, Lawless, surely he drops Sanchez for this game, right? If he doesn't, then I'm side-eyeing him, because it will be what's the word I'm looking for? It will be unacceptable to keep that guy in there, bro, because he's not doing his job. You know what I mean? If you're not doing your job correctly at work,
that's negligence. That is negligence to put Sanchez back in.
100%, bro. 100%. If you're not doing your work properly, like you're getting all these calls, you keep fucking up, your manager's gonna have a word, bro, and you might get a little disciplinary action. You know what I mean? This guy's got to get disciplined by being dropped. You can't keep doing this, as if we've got a fucking kid in reserve. It's Jorgensen, bro. This was one of the best players in La Liga last season. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I think he's a better keeper than Sanchez, because on the ball, he's very comfortable on the ball. You're going to see it when he's being pressed. He's very comfortable on it. He's a good shot stopper as well. In the box, he's not bad. There was a game where we played Morecambe. He had a little shaky moment in the box. Other than that, I've been seeing him collecting crosses quite well. So I don't understand why we're not really playing this guy, bro. I think it's bigger than Maresca, in all honesty. But let's see, innit? I've gone with Jorgensen there. I think Chalobah and Cole will probably start again. I was contemplating putting Tosin in there, but with the way you lot are pressing from the front, I'm not too sure, innit? I think he'll probably go with Chalobah again. Because Chalobah adds a bit of height as well. He's actually 6'3". I thought he was shorter than that, but he's actually quite tall. 6'3", bro. So he adds a bit of height into the team. Obviously, Reece at right back, Cucurella left back, Caicedo and Enzo in the pivot, Palmer in the 10. I think Neto, like I said to you earlier, will start right wing because of the how he needs to defend, bro, against your fullbacks. Emerson going up quite high. We need someone like a Neto there to defend. Jadon Sancho on the left, and then Jackson up top. That's the lineup that I've gone with, bruv. What'd you think about that?
Yeah, I think obviously it's the centre backs are seem to be the biggest weak area. I think Colwill is someone we can definitely get at for sure. Like I've seen him looking very shaky at times this season. Chalobah's someone you've completely just ghosted out of the team and have had to recall back out of desperation. Surprised to see Reece James come straight back in. He is a top. I'd rate him a lot, but he's just unreliable. He's really unreliable.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just going forward. It's Cole Palmer can turn it on, but it's all about what he's got to work with, and he can create the chances. Can Jackson finish it? And that's the thing. So
100%.
yeah, man, it's going to be a tough game. It is going to be a tough game, and what Potter's going to have to get out of these players is that work rate, 100%. If we can do that, we can work our asses off. We can press when we need to press. We can get back, get our shape, stay organized. You know what I mean? We can do so.
100%. And you know that on the ball, we go into like a 3-2-5 sort of situation, right? So we're gonna overload you in those sort of areas, in those little pockets. Like I said, pushing you back. And that's why I'm looking at your midfield specifically, Souček and Alvarez. We've got to be dealing with them, bro. Right? We cannot be losing to West Ham this weekend. Yeah. And I'm actually happy. We're playing on Monday, Lawless, because I've needed a little break again. We played Wolves on a Monday the other day. We're playing you lot on a Monday this time around. You're gonna be the bridge, right?
Yeah, I should be.
I might be there. Like these lot, listen, I could have got a ticket the other day, but I turned it down, bro, because I can't lie to you. They're pissing me off. I'm looking at it and I'm like, why should I really spend money on you lot? I've got work on Monday, then I've got to go to the bridge and watch you lot again, and you're pissing about.
We're both in East. We can travel up together on the district line.
Exactly. I'll get you rushed on the train, man. What are you saying for predictions, man?
All right, let's go on the mindset that that's the team that's available. I'll probably go 2-2. Like, I can't underestimate Chelsea at home. If this was at our ground, we ain't been great at our ground. But yeah, I'm going to go a draw, 2-2.
Draw, yeah? Let me be humble, because right now we're not scoring many goals, man. And we just can't keep them out. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea, man. I think Potter's going to come with a little bit of a vengeance. I think he's actually going to be brave for this game. I'll be real. He's going to try and leave with something, man. But at the same time, most of the time, we're probably going to control the ball. You know what I'm saying? And overall, like what you're saying, who you've got available right now in comparison to us is night and day. We've got Fofana missing, Lavia missing, but look at our 11 in comparison to yours. That should be enough to deal with you, And I don't even know who's going to be available next week as well, because Felix might get sold. Obviously, Disasi doesn't start, but he's gone. He might be gone. And Nkuku might not be here. So it's going to be interesting, bro, because we're playing on deadline day, right? So we'll see. Yeah. We might have someone else that's available to play in that game. Actually, I think it's a little bit too late because today's Friday and you need to register the person. Yeah, it'll be a little bit too late. We can't do a Mamouche on you lot. You're lucky. We can't do a Mamouche on you lot, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Lewis, love for coming on, man. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. West Ham Fan TV, Lawless Live. You can come and watch me there. I'll probably be doing, if I'm at the game, I'll be doing fan cams outside the ground. So you can check that out, reactions, all of that stuff, man.
Yeah, make sure people, man. I'll make sure that I put your Twitter in there as well as the YouTube in there, people. Make sure that you lot subscribing, man. But Chels, let's fucking hammer these lot.